Good evening, my friends. This is Paul. And to celebrate Once Upon a Time's 7th season coming out tomorrow, I decided I'm going to be looking at, from a non-spoiler perspective, a Catholic overview of the series' 6 seasons, which in my personal opinion is basically where I'm going to consider the series finished. And this new 7th season, in my opinion, is more like a spin-off of the series. Now, admittedly, I haven't watched it yet because it comes on tomorrow, but the creators have basically said that, so that's what I'm going to go with. Also, when I'm writing my timeline of Once Upon a Time, or at least going to attempt to, I'm going to be basing off of seasons 1 through 6. Now, you might be wondering, well, Paul, why don't you save it until the series is totally over? Well, that's the thing. It was totally over. For a while, the creators weren't even sure if there was going to be a 7th season because the 6th season had so much closure to the end of the story. But what is that story, you might be asking? Well, without giving too much away, the heart of what makes Once Upon a Time so endearing is that the characters are very self-aware that there are the heroes and there are the villains. And the power of love is the most powerful magic. And then evil, you always think that evil can win, but then good ends up triumphing in the end. It seems like such a cliched plot, but the way Once Upon a Time manages to express that is very unique. Because it has the seemingly innocent usage of fairy tale characters, Disney characters. I've lost track of the genres they've done over the years. But they take these characters from all these stories and bring them together and use them in this unified theme of forgiveness, redemption, good over evil. And perhaps the best is they actually have used words that you don't really find in Protestant religions too much, from my knowledge, but you find a lot in Catholic theology, including grace, redemption. Well, that's mostly in season 4, so you got a bit of a slog before it starts getting obvious. And even purgatory, to an extent, is referenced in season 5. Admittedly, it's not supposed to be a totally 100% accurate Catholic allegory, but it's something. And as weirdly executed as it was, it got the job done. So it goes to show you that Once Upon a Time's villains and heroes are never painted totally as a hero or a villain. You've got characters like Emma who have their really nasty moments. But then you've got, the evil Queen Regina. She's got her lovable moments, she's got her hateable moments, but that's not what defines her as a character. What defines her as a character is, in the present, what does she choose to do with what's going on now? Is she making amends? Is she going back to her evil ways? What is her ultimate motive? Because people are going to slip back into sin. There's a thing called recurring sins in the Catholic Church. But in the Once Upon a Time universe, the characters don't really have that unifying figure. In fact, if anything, the figure that should have been the unifier is actually more like the divider, and that comes from the character of the Blue Fairy. Now, in the fairy tale world, she's sort of portrayed as this omnipotent being that can hear people's thoughts and grant wishes with her wand. And in the Storybrooke reality, she's, the leader of a clergy of nuns. However, both of those themes are both underutilized and don't really fit in with pretty much any kind of Catholic allegory that I can think of. And I'm usually pretty good at allegorizing almost anything, but even I'm drawing a blank as to, why is there a church, a convent, nuns? But of all the things in the series that remind me of Catholicism, they don't. So to avoid spoiling too much, I would definitely say that Once Upon a Time seasons 1 through 6 are worth a watch. Now, admittedly, they can be a drag at times. Every season has at least one dud, and in my personal opinion, the entire second half of season 3 was a dud. But if you look past the duds and see the forest beyond the trees, or whatever the intuitives say, if you look at the big picture of book one, as the creators call it, you see a story that constantly gives us a reminder that God gives us second chances. No matter how many times we screw up, no matter how many times we fall short of that hero standard, God gives us a chance to have that eternal union with Him. It gives several metaphorical examples that love and sacrifice end up bringing about a greater good. And it also gives closure to those that have gone along the right path and have made the final decision. Is what I want. This is what I choose. I choose the path of light. And if I say much more, I might as well just give away the whole series, but I don't want to do that. As of tomorrow, I'm pretty sure all 6 seasons of book 1 will be available on Netflix. I highly urge you, whatever platform you have Netflix on, even if it's on the low quality 3DS, definitely take the time to watch the show. Not only does it have a really intricate, well, maybe not as intricate as Zero Escape, but the way they handled family trees is quite interesting. Once Upon a Time is definitely going to drive off certain people. There's one particular episode in season 5 known as Ruby Slippers that is sort of the antithesis of this whole love thing. But if you can look past that one episode in season 5, you'll have a wonderfully rich, refreshing story that you wouldn't expect to see on a secular channel like ABC. A story that always thrives on hope, grace, redemption, free will, and most importantly, love and the power of true love. With that, thank you very much for watching, my friends. If I haven't clarified enough, please let me know. This was kind of on the spot because I do my best preaching when I'm upset and I wanted to take advantage of it. So, until the next time, keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye.